Well, our message is to both the parents that we have now and to any future parents. And our school is in a unique position that many other schools, particularly elementary and high schools, aren't in. I mean, our building is laid out differently and our staffing is different than most of those organizations. From the beginning, our school always had we always were oriented towards eliminating germs and disinfecting just because of the preschool environment. And our school, amongst preschools, was very good at the whole disinfecting, versus many other schools that don't take it nearly as seriously as we do. First of all, you got to keep disease out of your building. To keep things out of your building, you have to make sure the right people are inside your building. So first of all, the staffing itself have to be committed to keeping themselves healthy and safe, and that has to do with while they're on campus and also in their personal lives. And we spend a lot of time working with our teachers, even signing a pledge that they're willing to make sure that when they're not in the school, they're conducting themselves to stay safe so that we don't have a problem inside the building. That's an internal standpoint. From an external standpoint, what do we do as far as our parents and children? Early on, we had parents that wanted to drop off their children without masks or kind of shuffle their kids to the doors since we don't let them through the inside of the building. And we quickly had all the parents, we wouldn't receive a child unless they masked up before they handed a child off on the classrooms through the external doors. And so we started that. So that immediately keeps the interface between the parents and the preschool teachers safe on that end. Beyond that, we're checking every staff member, every preschool kid, and everybody that enters the building through those external sources daily, and they're only going into their own pod. They're not going to mix with the rest of our population. They're only in that individual place. And then furthermore, what's unique about our building is we're set up with individual HVAC, so each single classroom is self-contained. So the people in there and the air systems in there are in one population, like its own small private school. So that really helps a lot. And beyond that, it was pretty expensive, but we invested in these cube units that disinfect the air that go through the school individually, classroom by classroom. Every single classroom in this building has its own cube unit that's disinfecting. And then we've checked a few different systems. This is the most successful one amongst the hospital systems. And so we went ahead and made the investment we have in the building. Along with that, we've always had a Zona machine which disinfects things that small children would touch every day. So they're going through a cycle and being disinfected. So everything we can think of doing is being done to make sure that everybody's safe, and we've had very few problems because of it. Some of the other preschools I've talked to have had more problems, but I don't think they're nearly as diligent as we are. And from a front desk management standpoint, we brought in a third person we didn't have before, who was our most senior staff member who'd been here 18 years to help out the front desk so that teachers don't have to move out of their classrooms and come to the front. They can just ring up the phone, and then we have somebody that's part of the staff, permanently going back and forth to the classroom. So we've eliminated everything we can. The teachers even use the bathrooms in their classrooms in any case where they can, rather than going to a common bathroom. And then the common bathrooms have check logs to be disinfected in case somebody does use the common bathroom. So every step of the way we've been working on this. I kind of grew up in a medical family. Dad's a pediatrician, kind of thought about disinfecting. And from the early days I've had this school 15 years ago, the first thing my father taught me was we have to disinfect and we have to make sure that we're washing hands. So hand washing and disinfecting is keeping people safe, but we were already poised to this before this thing outbroke, so we've really been successful in it per se. We have, the majority of our children are all back even before COVID, and our school is doing really well, but there's still some parents on the fence, and we understand that. I'm a parent myself, and I've got things managing my own children, and I understand that it's not easy to make that decision, but I think if I was going to pick a preschool in this area, that we've probably gone through every extenuating circumstance we can to make sure it's safe for you guys, and we haven't spared any expenses in having more labor or more PPM. Anything that we've needed in the school, we've provided to make sure it's in that type of environment.